Welcome everyone to today's workshop showcase. Join me as we take a look at jrandall's newest big ship, the Perses Carrier. Just when you think he's done enough, jrandall comes out with another large ship. This is the Perses Carrier, and it is an unlock level 25 size class 9 capital vessel. The outside of the ship is styled similar to that of current modern day aircraft carriers, with two long landing and launching strips on top. This ship has some really great features, so let's get started. Here at the front foot level entrance, you see we have a ramp that extends down from an existing ramp that's automatically set down from the steps, and coming up we come into the staging area, which is fully equipped for when you're out on foot. We have a fridge, medic station, we have some cargo boxes, an armor locker, an O2 station, and a food processor all right here. So if you're doing a lot of work out on foot at the front of the ship, you have easy access to all the different things you might need. Now there are 3 doors exiting on the other side of this. The 2 on the outer sides go straight to the hangar, and the middle one is actually the hangar access as well as an elevator leading up to the rest of the ship. Here on this side, you see we have the stairs leading down from the 2 other doors, and we have another medic station and another O2 station in here. Over on the side by the medic station, we also have a switch for turning on the hangar lights, or turning them off in case you want to save some power. This section of the ship has a large hangar door on each side with ramps that extend down so you have a place to bring in some of your larger hover vessels. I consider this to be maybe the deployment and placement area for some of the larger hover tanks you might use in the game. The middle is a set of 4 longer stretches, which can of course be used to hold either a set of 4 hover vessels, 2 very long hover vessels, or 2 wider hover vessels. Each side of this section is slightly different from the other, but they share a lot of similarities. You see we have another food processor, a fridge, we have 4 advanced constructors, a repair station, 8 cargo boxes, and 2 ammo boxes on this side, while here we have the same 2 ammo boxes, 8 cargo boxes, we have another 4 advanced constructors, but we also have our warp drive tank here, and another food processor and fridge. Also notably is that underneath each constructor we have an additional cargo box on each side. That means each of these sides has a total of 12 cargo boxes, giving you 24 cargo boxes right here in this middle section. The back section has a large area where you have your repair bay module, as well as smaller parking spots on each side. We also have an additional 6 cargo boxes, and another 6 cargo boxes on each side, so you have 12 more cargo boxes here. We also have an O2 station on each side. We have a medic station and an armor locker there. And you can see we also have elevators on each side leading up to the upper levels as well. Here by the very back door, we also have another set of cargo boxes on each side, giving you 16 more cargo boxes. And interestingly, we have a fencing type rail here that holds up the top cargo boxes, but there isn't a matching one on the bottom. That's just something I think would be an aesthetic match, but not necessary. And we have a nicely labeled little repair console here. And on this side, we have a switch to cover the back hangar lights as well. So you can switch on 2 different sets of lights in here as needed, right here by the door or at the front for the front hangar lights. Each of the upper levels in here, or mezzanines as they are labeled, have extra spaces open where you can of course put maybe some more cargo boxes, maybe some more stations for oxygen, repair, or of course just using some more small vessels such as maybe a pack mule. Now while there are some elevators at the back, we're going to start with this one towards the front of the ship and go up to the next level. Level 2 is where you will find the engineering area, and as you can see it has a lot of stuff going on in here. One thing I have noticed is that standing right here along this railing on either side, you will find an issue with both temperature and radiation, so don't stand here for too long. Level 3 is where we come out into our food production area. The ship carries 144 grow plots in total, spread across 4 sections of A, B, C, and D. Probably my favorite part about the area is the fact that we have our 2 food processors and 3 fridges on each side for a total of 6 fridges right here in the middle. They are also color coded, so you have 2 white or silver, 2 green, and 2 gold, orange, yellowish ones. So while you don't have to actually label them in any way, you can of course say maybe this is for unprocessed food and these are for certain types of processed food if that's what you want to do. Along the side of this room towards the front of the ship, you will see that you can look down into the engineering area, and you also have access up here to the lounge area. If there's one thing I learned from Star Trek, it's that in many cases their missions were not for weeks or months, but for years. So when you're going to be gone for years out in space on the same ship, it's nice to have a place to come back and relax with your friends. On each side of the lounge, you have a door that leads to an additional storage area for fuel and oxygen. And in the middle of the lounge, we have a set of stairs that leads up to the front outside area of the flight deck. Back in the farm, on the other end towards the rear of the ship, we have additional doors that lead out to the hangar flight deck. And what this is the area above the mezzanine where you will find the crew quarters. While this is a very large ship and looks like it would be crewed by many, we don't find any bunk bed setups in this ship. Instead, we just have crew cabins for what looks to be 4 people or 4 couples. Continuing along this walkway on either side of the ship, we come to an elevator that leads us down to the mezzanine and to the hangar, as well as stairs that lead us up into a middle section that connects between both sides, as well as connects to the flight deck and gives us some more access to other parts of the ship. This same area is accessed from this door in the farm and up these stairs, where you will come out right here to an elevator leading to the bridge. We also have several doors leading out to the long flight deck, which extends along the main length of the ship on each side. In modern day terms, we use long flight decks like these for launching and landing planes. However, in Empyrion, this is not really necessary, which means these longer landing decks can be used for sitting and storing your small vessels when they're not in use. So back here by the bridge elevator, if we go past it, you see we come to the same gravity generator and the same walkways here that lead us down to the upper area with the crew quarters. Going through this door, we exit out onto the flight deck right next to the large dual hangar bay doors above the repair bay, where you can bring in your large small vessels for repair. We also have a fridge and food processor here, as well as an oxygen station and armor locker for when you come in from your small vessels that land on either landing strip on the sides. Taking the stairs here, we come up to the bridge area, which is of course accessible by this same elevator from the other point, meaning you do not have to walk the long way around to get to certain places in the ship. So here in the bridge, we have our pilot seat and 2 passenger seats, as well as an armor locker, oxygen station, medic station, and clone chamber, plus switches on each side for controlling different aspects of the ship. So now, let's go take a look at the medical bay, where we have, of course, a medic station. We also have our different scanners, which with the latest experimental update branch of Alpha 8, these now take care of a lot more ailments that are making them much more necessary to have in your ships and bases when you build them. And then through this door, we come back to the main elevator at the front of the ship, making it very easy to get around. Once again, this is the Perses Carrier, and it is an unlock level 25, size class 9 capital vessel. It comes with 38 fuel tanks, giving you a total of 228,000 fuel. And of course, in a low power mode with the thrusters and RCS turned off, you see I have just over 113 hours of use. It carries 51 oxygen tanks, giving you a total of 102,000 oxygen, which takes 14,088 to fill it up. There are 11 ventilators and 6 O2 stations, along with 5 medic stations and the 1 clone chamber. And when it comes to weaponry, this thing is no slouch. The Perses Carrier is armed with 3 cannon turrets, 4 plasma turrets, 4 rocket launchers, 2 rocket turrets, 4 pulse lasers, 8 sentry guns, 2 flak turrets, 2 artillery turrets, 4 minigun turrets, and 2 pulse laser turrets. It also carries a total of 68 cargo boxes and 4 ammo boxes, along with 10 fridges, 6 food processors, and the 8 advanced constructors. Considering the size of the ship, of course it's going to be a little bit more pricey to build. However, in comparison to other ships of the same size and similar design, it offers a lot more functionality for a relatively low cost. With just over 33,000 sathium and nearly 25,000 iron being the most numerous items you will have to have, the only other parts you might find really troublesome will of course be the nearly 5,500 Erestrum and Zascosium that you need to build it. But in my opinion, if you get this ship built, you will have everything you need to continue on forward at that point in the game. This ship is definitely geared up for a co-op style play with multiple people using it, having a large number of vessels in it, but of course the cost requirements do not put it out of the realm of a single player. So if you prefer to play in single player and just want something like this so you can show it off, say hey I built this, or you like to carry a large collection of small vessels and hover vessels around with you, then you may enjoy the ship and find it to be a good fit for you. Once again, this is the Perses Carrier by jrandall, and if you would like to check the ship out in your own game, I will have a link in the description below. Be sure that if you try it out and like the design, to leave jrandall a thumbs up on the workshop page, and of course leave him any creative suggestions or helpful comments there. That is it for today's workshop showcase. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave me a like, leave me a comment below, and hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. As always, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I will see you in the next video.